All right, in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to write text using the turtle drawing features. Okay, right here I already set up my turtle. I named it Lemus, and I'm going to go ahead and write some text across just to show you some basics. So I'm going to make my turtle move. So I'm going to use the go-to function. Right now we know it's at the origin. So I want to make it go up. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to make it go up, but oops, I do not want that line. And if we don't want it to draw that line, we got to use the pen up function so it doesn't write that line. Okay, and so now that's where I'm going to start writing my text. So to write text using the turtle, we're going to use the write function, W-R-I-T-E. And if you want to write something, you're going to need to put it in parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and name this line of code 1. And I'll even use the number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and click run. And so you can see it writes your line of the text, line of code 1, which is a line of text is called a string in computer, but it's all right. We'll just call it this way. I'm going to go ahead and hide my turtle so it would look much more clear. All right, so hide turtle, and there you can see the line of code. What if you wanted the color of the text to be a different color? So before you write it, you can use the color function that we used before. Use the color function and then choose a color. If I want it red, I'm going to choose red. I know sometimes I use double quotation, sometimes single. And there we go. Using the write function, it's writing line of code number 1 and in the red color. Let me change this to blue just so I can. All right, so there's line of code number 1. Now below that, I'm going to write another line of code. So if I want to go below that, I'm going to use the go-to function to make the turtle go 20 below. So I'll go to the order pair 0, 100. And so you can see, oops, I hid the turtle. So it's going to go down below. And so that is just basic. Now, there's another option you can use also, more advanced functions. So I'm going to show you guys if you used the write function, there are different parameters. Up here, I only used one parameter, which was the string. But there's actually a second parameter after the string and the write function. So I'm going to go ahead and put line of code number 2, just so you can distinguish the first and second lines. And I'm going to show you that the second parameter, oops, that should be in parentheses. The second parameter you separated by a comma, and it's called the move. Okay, and so there's move true and move false. So I'm going to show you guys the move false. And so if you look, actually, let me stop hiding my turtle so you guys can actually see it. So the move function, and I'm going to actually make it go slow. So let me change the speed of my turtle. Again, now we're going to use the lemus.speed function. And a slow speed, I'll use 2. So here we're going to see. I'm going to write line of code number 2, but I used the move parameter. And you can see that the move was false, and that's how it looks. Same as before. So the default is false. So what happens if it's true? Well, let me write a line of code below that. So let me move my turtle using the go-to function down below, 20 less than 100. Oops, 20 less than 100 will be 80. And then I'm going to change it to lemus.write. And then my first parameter is my string. So I'll put line of code number 3. And this time, the second parameter separated by comma is going to be move, but that's going to equal true. All right, and so let's take a look at how they both look. So you see how with the true parameter, the turtle moves along with the line. So let me show it one more time. Okay, actually, let me slow it down to 0 so you can see it in slow motion. Oh, not 0, 1, sorry. So that's very slow. Boom, boom, boom. And you see how the turtle moved with the line. And so that's the second parameter move. Now, really, I always leave it as false because I just do. I don't see any need for that. right, so let me show you guys another parameter, the next parameter of the write function. Again, you don't have to use all of them, and you guys can see the first line of code just has the string line of code. So there is actually another parameter. So let me make my turtle move another 20 below, and I will turn off my turtle so you can see it much more, or turn off my turtle by turning on the code. And so let me go ahead and use the write function. And the third parameter, it's kind of the alignment. So let me go ahead and type in my string, and we'll call this line of code number 4. And it's got to be inside the parentheses, because whatever's inside the parentheses, let's use the move equals false. And then the third parameter, which I will move this over here so you can see, separated by a comma, is the alignment. So the first alignment I'm going to show you is you can either align left, you can align right, or you can align center. So let me just use the align center. So you're going to use the line equal. And then if you want it to be centered based on where you start, you're going to use the center, but you need to put it in quotation marks. All right. So let me move this over. You can see the code. Let me move this. This is not helping. Why is it not moving? Oh, there it goes. And so you can see align center. And so it's going to center it. So if you look at it, oh, that's way too slow. Oh, I forgot to move the turtle. What did I do wrong? Move. Oh, it should not be right. It should be go to. Sorry, kids. Here we go. Let me change the speed anyway. Let's change it to 4. Oh, that's way too fast. Let's change it to 2. And so if you see that line, the fourth line of code, which I forgot to put a space between the 4, it moves it to the center because it started here at the top, but now it's going to be centered from your starting point, which would be the order pair 060. All right. Let me show you guys the align left and the align right. I'm just going to copy. Remember, you can copy and paste your code. And let me drop it 4 to 40. And this is going to be line of code 5. But this time, instead of center, we will do left. So it's going to line left. And let me go ahead and click run. And so that line of code align left. Well, if you look, the default is left. So there's not much of a difference. Why would you use it sometimes? Well, it depends. It depends. Let's do the next line of code. I'm going to copy and paste. Actually, I should have it already copied and pasted. And make it go down another 20. And this will be line of code 6. And the alignment will be aligned to the right. Can I just move this more? There you go. All right, let me make sure I did it right. And so this time, here in line code, it's align center. This is align left. And let's see how it looks align right. And so you can see it's shifted to the right. And you guys have all used word processing. What do you call that? Like Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and stuff like that, which is the same thing that you've done. What is going on here? Okay. It's just align center, left, and right. There's my height turtle. All right. There are more functions when it comes to text. So the next thing is the fourth parameter. The first parameter is your string. Second is the move. The third one is your line. The fourth parameter is your font. So let me go ahead again. You can copy and paste. Let me move this to 20 below. It'll be 0. And it'll be line of code number 7. And I'm going to leave it to align center. Okay. And so if you align center, let me move this over here. I don't know why it's doing this. And it's becoming a little annoying. It's going to be, let me make why is it doing that? I don't know, but The last parameter is going to be your font. So you're going to use the word font, and it's going to get a little tricky. So you might want to write this down. You're going to use equal, and then you're going to use parentheses, and you're going to type your font. You guys know font, like you can use Times, you can use Arial. So I'm going to use Times, but it has to be in quotation marks. And this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. Okay. And so here I'm using the font Times. And within the font, there's other parameters too. So the size is the next parameter. So let's use size 14. Okay. And then the third parameter on the font is I forgot the exact name, but you have normal, you have bold, and you have italic. So if I put normal here, so I got the line of code 7, it's not going to move, it's false, the alignment is center, and the font is equal to the Times, the size is 14, and then normal is the type of font it's going to use. So let me go ahead and click run. Let me move this over. And what did I do wrong? Line 31. Limas.hide turtle. I think I accidentally erased that. What am I doing wrong? Limas.hide turtle. All right. This is where you learn. Did I erase the name or something? Let me turn that off. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong because I'm using 4 screens. Line 31. Line 31. Times 14. Normal. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Here you need it because you're using parentheses inside of parentheses. You have to close up the second parentheses. That's what I did wrong, students. Sorry, I'm not a professional. I'm learning as I go. And so now you can see how that 7th line of code made it bigger, size 14 font, and it's a normal look. I'm going to go ahead and change it to 18. It's going to be too big, but you'll see. And you see how it's larger? Let's do 28 just for the heck of it. And it's probably getting in the way of the other. And so you can see how it's larger. All right, let me change it to something where you can at least notice it. Okay. All right. And of course, this normal, you can change it. You can change the size. You can change the font. What if I wanted Arial? Well, we're all familiar with the Arial, so let's change the font to Arial. Okay. And you can play around with the fonts. I'm going to go ahead and just change it back to the Times. That way, it'll be the regular one. Okay. Now, just very quickly, before I end this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you the 2 other differences of the style. And the, what did I do wrong? Paste. I made a boo-boo here. Let me retype it. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. All right, so give me time to practice font, parentheses, the font name, which I'll use Times, has to be in parentheses. The size, which I'll use 16. I forgot what I used before. And then the style in quotation marks, which will be normal. And then it closed it. I already closed it. Closed it automatically for me. And there we go. Another boo-boo. Limas.right, line of code, move false, align, font, Times, normal. What did I do wrong? False, align, center, font equals. That's what I did wrong. Forgot to put the equal sign. And as you can see, I make mistakes. All right. Okay, and I forgot to change this to 20 and this to be line 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 and number 8. All right, this should be perfect. Line of code 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 180, 60, 40, 20. This should be 0, and this should be negative 20. All right, last try. And there you go. All right, now I can correct. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this instead of cutting it like I did last time, because I'm not going to redo this video for the third time. And let's do negative 40. And you're going to use the right function. Same thing. The move is false. The alignment is center. The font is times. The size is 16. But this time, I'm going to make it go italic. And I always misspell this word italic. Let's try that again, italic. And this time, my text, which would be line of code number 9, we got the first parameter, which is your string, in parentheses, the move is false, alignment is center, you can change that, whatever, and then the font is times, size 16, and the style is italic. And there's the italic code. And then the last and final style, and I'm going to end this video, is using bold. So let me move my mouse to 60 below. This will be line of code 10. And I really should be typing this out to practice, but I don't want to make the video too long for you guys. And so this is the font, which has its own 3 parameters. I'm going to go ahead and click run. And so now the last line of code will be bold. Now, if you wanted to, you guys can, let's say that last line of code, you wanted it to be a different color. So call out your turtle name, use the color function, and change the color. Let's use the color, I don't know, I think Dodger blue is one of the colors. And so now the last line, which will be line number 10, is going to be Dodger blue. And you see it change Dodger blue. Or you can do dark, I think dark blue is also a color if I'm not mistaken, if it's not. Okay, dark blue, or you can do it orange. All right, and that's how you guys can use the text. You can use the right function to draw text. And if you have any questions, let me know.